probably a pretty good bet that when designer Bob Cupp first set sights on this land that would become Beacon Hall, he probably thought he had hit the jackpot. This is a perfect piece of land on which to construct a golf course, and Bob Cupp didn't disappoint. Beacon Hall has always ranked inside the top 10 in the Score Golf's Top 100 ranking. Let's find out why as we show you Beacon Hall.
There are a handful of courses across Canada that seem to be so exclusive that most golfers have only heard of the club but never walked the layout or even seen a hole before. Courses such as the National, St. George's, Capilano, to name just a few. All of which are top 10 according to Score Golf's Top 100 rankings. But right up there with those is one of Canada's most beautiful layouts, a perennial top 10 course, and it is Beacon Hall Golf Club, just north of Toronto. This Bob Cupp design is truly one of the great courses that this country has, and it is as unique as they come, with the front nine built as a parkland course and the back nine as a link-style course. The combination is so refreshing that playing 18 holes is like playing on two separate, incredibly manicured courses, all within a quick 4-hour round. Perhaps one of the coolest aspects of it is that there are no tee times. You just show up when you want to play, and there's a tee awaiting your arrival. Make no mistake, this is not a country club built for Sunday night daiquiris. This is a club designed for great golf, and men, women, and their families who want their games to be challenged on a daily basis.
You know, it offers all the challenge you could ever want, but it doesn't beat you up. You know, to me, the measure of a great golf course is a hard par and an easy bogey. And I know for some, it'd be hard to believe that I'm calling this an easy bogey golf course, but it really feels that way to me. And I think when you go out and play with a great player, I mean, Jason Bone's been here 4 times and he shot 20 under over 4 rounds. You get to see that it really isn't that punishing. If you're a little wild off the tees, it's going to get a little bit more extreme. But you know, to me, every day is you got to work hard on every hole to make a par. But usually, the worst score you're going to make is a bogey.
The story of Beacon Hall is an interesting one. In the early 80s, 4 friends grew tired of the busy, stuffy, overcrowded city golf clubs, so they decided to search for properties north of Toronto to create their own golf oasis, one with very limited membership, and thus spawned the idea of Beacon Hall. In 1986, a deal was struck with the North York Hunt Club, which was looking to sell its 180-acre parcel of land, a property dotted with lakes, trees, and rolling hills that seemed destined to be built into a great golf course.
You know, I think Bill Carruthers, who was one of our late founders, who was terrific, wanted a traditional back, middle, and forward tee. And over the first 10 years, we found out we couldn't satisfy everyone. So we now have 5 sets of tees, and we have some mid-golf courses like the Chairman's. So we can play at 7,100, we can play at 6,700, we can play at 63, 6. And that really, probably more than anything, changes the quality of the experience for the golfer. So we can satisfy everyone from the best players in the world to the not so best players in the world.
Renowned architect Bob Cupp was brought in to design this world-class layout. When it was completed, many people had heard of the opening of Beacon Hall, but very few ever slipped through the gated golf community to view what would become a masterpiece of golf course architecture. Consistently ranked in the top 10 since 1990, Beacon Hall's track is a tale of 2 nines. The outward 9 holes features tall, majestic trees and pinched fairways, while each hole seamlessly blends into the last with a combination of long drives, doglegs, and par 3s scattered throughout. The par 5 4th hole is one of Beacon Hall's most interesting, as it's played from an elevated tee deck across a depression to a rising fairway in the distance, while the green is surrounded by a few deep bunkers, making this hole an incredible challenge to par.
It's so dramatic. I remember standing on the tee with the late George Knutson just after he found out he was ill, and the look on his face, looking in the dirt without any kind of green, was remarkable. And number 4 is one tough par 5. You know, you've got to get it out far enough off the tee so that you can clear the fairway bunkers that sort of stand in your way from making it a blind shot or a wedge shot into the green. So if your tee shot isn't good enough, you're going to have to lay it up to the bunkers and play a blind 6 or 5 iron. The next step is to carry the bunkers, and then you've got a very demanding short shot, either a 9 iron or a wedge to a very narrow green. And all I can say is it's earned its number 1 status, believe me.
The inward 9's hallmark is wispy fescue areas reminiscent of Scottish links. The fescue dominates the landscape and surrounds each fairway, waiting to swallow errant tee shots. The 10th hole is a perfect introduction to this landscape, as Cupp designed an amazing par 5 that is picture perfect, but will sink its teeth into any golfer who thinks he can make the green in 2.
You know, I think whether you're looking down the hole or you're looking back in the hole, it's just spectacular to look at. It's once again one of these holes that you better put 3 good shots together. You better get out far enough so the layup doesn't become too demanding. And then when you're finishing, you got to hit a third shot over a pond, and that's never easy, especially if you've dunked a few.
Beacon Hall boasts a tremendous design, and with 4 different tee decks to hit from, the course caters to everybody from the scratch player to the weekend warrior. The fact that there are just over 240 members makes it seem like it's a club that is selective in who it allows in. But that idea can't be farther from the truth. If you are somebody who respects and loves the game of golf, you will fit in quite well at Beacon Hall.
You can come out here any day. There's no tee times. You just go up to the first tee and basically tee off. There's lots of people my age, some younger, some older. You can always find a game. Everybody's really friendly. It's just a great experience.
I came here and not knowing if I'd know anybody or get a game. You quickly meet a great group of folks who just want to go out and play golf. They're from all walks of life, and the course speaks for itself, but I think I come here and love it because of the people.
All right, guys, let's get ready. We're going to throw the balls up. The furthest 4 from me play together, and the nearest 4 play together. You ready?
Beacon Hall also gives back to the community of Aurora, as it launched its sponsored junior program, which includes caddying for members, unlimited play and practice privileges, and potentially some outstanding relationships with the membership.
The true patrons of the program really enjoy it for what it should be, helping a kid out. And I think that, in its purest sense, is what this club is all about. And that's why I think the membership have really gravitated to this. They really enjoy the whole development concept.
Beacon Hall is truly one of Canada's finest golf courses, and with its transition from parkland to links, it's a great golfing experience. Perhaps one day it may even host Canada's national championship. It certainly has the look and feel of a championship course.